welcome to Steph on Skills, powered by Enginuity. I've got a proper treat for you today. First of all, let me tell you, Anne Watson is back with us, boss of Enginuity. And I'll tell you why she's back, because we've got loads of chocolate with us as well. And that is because Jamie Ashpole, who's with us, is the real life Willy Wonka. Jamie, explain yourself. How has this come about then? You've genuinely got a chocolate factory, haven't you?
I do have a chocolate factory up in Barnsley.
Yeah.
I set it up late last year to try and help with the skills gap. So I bring kids in, schools, groups, families, STEM organisations to learn where chocolate comes from, where it's grown, the transportation piece right the way across the planet, right the way through to the science behind chocolate, and then we get dressed up in all the PPE, and then we go into the chocolate factory and make your very own chocolate bar.
This sounds like so much fun. And so tell me, because you do that on site, but you also sell products where they've got a kind of engineering-y creativity element to them as well. Like we've got this Easter egg here, haven't we? Do you want to tell me a bit about it?
So the Easter eggs that we're producing this year are all about the creativity side of and fun of chocolate. So in the kit we have a bag of buttons that that can be melted down.
Yeah.
Some flowers that are pre-made that you can then use the liquid chocolate to decorate, and then we've got some Smarties and marshmallows, and then for the real true fine artists out there, cocoa butter with colourings to decorate them and personalise them.
I know, and it smells so good. Also, I like the way you've got this in like a piping bag as well, so you can just squeeze them on and decorate it.
Absolutely.
And you've just tried the chocolate, haven't you? Tell us what you thought.
The chocolate is amazing.
Yeah.
It's really good chocolate. I mean, this has got to be one of the best days at work for me.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I love the fact while you chat, I'm just going to sit and paint an egg. No, but Jamie, tell me, how did this all come about then, this whole idea to teach engineering and science and everything else through chocolate?
So I've been working as an engineer in various industries for the past 20 plus years. And one thing is common, there is no new engineers coming through.
Yeah.
And in my job, being on site pretty much constantly, it's very tough on the body. So I'm just trying to figure out how I could inspire the next generation of engineers. So currently I work primarily in the chocolate industry. So my day job is designing and building stuff for the biggest companies in the UK.
What type of stuff?
You're
not allowed to tell us.
I'm not sure if I can mention brand names, but
no.
Pretty much every chocolate company in the UK I will work at some point.
But doing what? Like helping them with the machinery to make
servicing, designing, building new process systems for them. So JJ APAC, design and build process systems for chocolate, moving liquid chocolate around the factory. But we also do a whole range of other products in lots of other different industries, like the plastics industry, oil and gas industry. We've done a couple of jobs for those guys as well.
Yeah.
But I set JJA Snack up to try and give kids an insight, to show them that engineering can be fun and it's not all dirty, and then what's better than chocolate and robots?
Yeah. And also, if you get dirty when you're making chocolate, inevitably it means you're just covered in chocolate, which is the kind of dirty that I like.
Yes.
And Anne agrees. I can see her nodding along there.
Yeah, so
yeah. All right, Anne's not that kind of sure.
It does get a bit much. So once you've done it for, 13, 14 years, being covered from head to toe every day, chocolate is a bit much.
No, it's not. No. I mean, come on. So I want to know that. I just want to pick into this in terms of because there'll be lots of engineers out there, lots of companies where they're kind of tearing their hair out at the fact that there aren't enough people coming through who want to work in the sector. But how did you end up doing this? Were you just at home one day and went, do you know what I'm going to do? Let's set up a chocolate factory. Like what was that moment, or what was that process?
I think it was probably over a weekend when I was trying to get my kids off of their iPads or tablets or whatever. And I thought, well, I'm
going to eat these while we talk.
That's
sorry.
fine.
There's never an opportunity normally for me to eat when I'm doing something.
And it's chocolate. It's amazing.
Yeah, I know. Try the white egg. And then, sorry,
no,
Jamie. Tell me more.
So It was probably every weekend, like I say, trying to show my kids that, not everyone can be TikTokers. And at JJ APAC, we bring a lot of machines back to strip them down, rebuild them. So my kids have always been involved in helping strip them down, clean them, running testing, etc., etc. So I thought, well, I'm engaging with them at this level, so why don't I just scale it up and open it up to everyone else? So that's pretty much what I've done.
And what's it been like? What's the reaction been like for kids? I mean, I couldn't think of anything more my 5-year-old would love than to be told she was going to a chocolate factory.
It's pretty much that. It's excitement, it's the anticipation, and when they walk into the room, it's not a very big chocolate factory. I mean, factory's probably the wrong word for it, but when you walk through the doors, the smell of chocolate hits you, and it's just, everyone that comes through, kids, grown-ups, everyone is excited to learn about where chocolate comes from.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting, Anne, is, obviously we can't all be chocolate manufacturers as much as we'd love to be. It's what, I bet that it's not the chocolate that's the exciting bit in a way, is it? It's actually seeing things in action. You'll have seen that, Anne, in your time in the industry. When you take kids into places where things are being made, it is overwhelmingly fab, isn't it? Just like it doesn't matter what it is that's being made in a way. I mean, it's very exciting if it's chocolate, but it doesn't matter, does it? It's if they get to see it, it is amazing.
Well, that's it. I think it's that whole thing about if you can see it, you can be it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And as Jamie says, it shows them everything from kind of raw materials through the transport, through the production process, and you actually get to eat the end result.
Yeah.
But also, Jamie was telling me about it also picks up kind of innovation and creativity. So what were some of the flavours you've been doing? What was it? Hula hoop, beef hula hoops and chocolate and
what?
Monster Munch. And
beef hula hoops.
I mean, these are all things I love, but talk me through that as a collective.
So one of the things that we do is we move the chocolate factory around to exhibitions, STEM events, and 9 times out of 10 those events run from 9 o'clock in the morning through till like 5 in the afternoon. But most schools will disappear at 2:30ish because they've got the travel.
Yes.
So then we're left there bored, pretty much. So one of my colleagues, Adam Robinson, at one of these events actually came up with, let's create some things in the afternoon for everyone to try. So he came up with a milk chocolate button decorated with a beef hula hoop and pickled onion hula hoops and a whole range of other things. And they are phenomenal.
It's like fine dining of the chocolate world, isn't it? Tasting menu.
Yeah, Heston Blumenthal will be listening and wanting to copy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I can't really patent it, but yeah, it is truly, truly phenomenal. So that's another thing that we try and teach kids, families, that to experiment, not just with foods, but just in general experiment. So.
And what do you find that the kids are most excited about when they come in? Like, obviously, aside from like stuffing their face with chocolate, what else is it you see that where you're like, oh, I'm so pleased we've done this?
It's the technology, it's the questions, really. So at the end of each section of the tour, we ask them, do they have any questions? And some of the questions that we get are truly, truly phenomenal, and some of the best questions I've had are from SEN groups, and it's really, really nice, and it's good to know that we've been able to link with them in some form over the course of
because that's the other thing, it's so sensory, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And there's so much, and a lot of school isn't. So then to be taken into an environment where you're getting hit by every sense is being hit, that must be really like exhilarating for them as well. You must see that in action.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first day that I walked into a chocolate factory, I'm assuming that their reaction was or is the same as mine was. It's just the senses, like you say, it's just overwhelming, and then to see products being made from start to finish just gives it a totally new
dimension to life. I once did a series for the BBC looking at things we manufacture, and it was called Made in Great Britain, and we looked at like how we've made hats over the years, or shoes, or cutlery, and one of them was chocolate, and it was incredible to see, because you might think, oh, chocolate, it's not changed that much over time, but the technology that makes it is pretty mind-blowing. And gone those days when it used to be a real fancy posh thing that only the rich aristocrats could eat. to like now we all have it, and the technology that makes it is insane.
It is, and that's the thing that I try to show the people that will come round, is that technology within the chocolate industry or the food industry in general is state of the art.
Yeah.
The technologies that they are using are groundbreaking, on par with, you know, F1, NASA, because they are all using sensors, and we're using sensors. You know, when we're talking about tempering chocolate, which is the process where we form crystals within the chocolate, we need to maintain plus or minus 0.2 of a degree.
Yeah.
And when you're processing, let's say, 8 tons of chocolate an hour, you need to be pretty good with the technology that's backing it up.
Give me 8 tons of chocolate in terms of buttons or something tangible so I can picture it.
It would fill this room.
Wow.
If not more so.
Yeah, because I once was at the Kit Kat factory and seeing Kit Kats whizzing off a machine.
Oh, I've been there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Is it the speed at which they go?
Yeah,
It's just
and the
phenomenal.
wrapping of them and everything else. It's something else, isn't it? So coming back then to kind of your career and you doing this, what's the kind of next thing for you then? Obviously this chocolate factory is doing brilliant. What do you want to see happen next?
So we've literally just launched JJA Kids, which is my son and daughter, Danny and Ellie. They're 14-year-old twins. So they are involved in the project as well. So they're my STEM ambassadors. And I want them to progress it, basically.
Yeah. Do you want to retire? Is that what you're telling me?
No, because I really, really like the hands-on stuff.
Yeah.
You know, going to site and, you know, walking into a factory that's down and it's costing them millions of pounds a week to get them back up and running is so rewarding. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to retire anytime soon.
Yeah.
But
How cool are you to your kids? Like how cool are you when the kids can say, "My dad's got a chocolate factory, guys"?
To them, I think it's pretty mundane, boring.
Ah.
But to their friends,
Yes.
yeah, then yeah, that's pretty cool for them.
And what do you think business can learn from what you're doing? Because what I really like about what you're doing is opening your doors up and really, you know, putting your money where your mouth is in terms of you can see there's a skills gap. You are genuinely trying to fill that through proactive, engaging stuff that people want to do. So what could businesses do? Because they can't all make chocolate. So what other things could they be doing, do you think? Any lessons from you?
One of the big things that I've been taught during my engineering career is I'll backtrack. So I wasn't the greatest of students at school. I found it very difficult at school. My first job was basically painting or creosoting fences on landfill sites.
Yeah.
And I've always had an interest on taking things apart, skateboards, bikes, etc., etc. So I've progressed. I've been given opportunities with various different companies, internal apprenticeships, so not even structured where I was going to college. It was all in-house. So I think companies, based on what we're doing, is give the kids the opportunity to do it. And I'm a massive fan of learning by doing.
Yep.
Because I've learned so much. I've learned a lot from mistakes, but that's how we learn, and that's how we create some of the best technologies on the planet.
Yeah, totally.
So if that's my advice to any of the companies out there, is give kids the opportunity to see what you guys do firsthand.
Yeah.
And let them have a go.
And also, like, it's such a brilliant story what you've done in your career, but it's so sad that it starts with "I wasn't a great student," because that wasn't you. That was the education failing you. That what the it's, and we always go on about this, don't we, Anne? Like this problem of siloing people, of trying to make push everyone through this sausage machine to make us all like these academic, we can all do the same things, and actually the reality is practical learning is so undervalued in schools, isn't it, Anne? And we really need to change that. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think one of the real shames is there's very little practical learning in schools. I mean, I'm of an age where there was woodworking, there was kind of home economics, there was metalwork, so you actually did get opportunity to try some of those things. And actually Jamie and I were with a group of other kind of small employers last week, and they were talking about the real need to bring back some of those kind of practical skills as part of the curriculum.
Yeah.
So kids can just have a go and work out what they're good at, what they're not good at, what they like, what they don't like.
And not stress about an exam at the end of it where they're going to have to do a memory test on it. It's like, actually, watching someone progress through a practical project is just as, I'd say more important than being able to do a memorise an exam at the end of all your learning. So, yeah, I mean, that is an argument we're going to have forever. And you know, it's out of our control to be able to control the curriculum, no matter how many times I throw this at politicians, you know. I think
that's maybe an invite for a future podcast.
Yes, yes, I think it is. So, I mean, and obviously we've just heard there from Jamie a bit about what he thinks business can learn. What are you taking away from everything that Jamie's been doing?
I think one of the first things for me is Jamie is a small employer, and he's not necessarily doing this to bring more people into his business. He's actually doing it for the sector.
Yeah.
He's doing it for the sector as a whole, which is absolutely fantastic. And I think it just goes to show, doesn't it, that actually the smallest of employers can make a massive impact. And it's just about, as Jamie's done, just give it a go. As you say, it's about letting kids and young people and even adults see what engineering and manufacturing's all about. I mean, we talk a lot, don't we, that everything around us is engineered or manufactured, but actually, unless you're in the sector, you don't realise that.
Yeah.
And it's about how we open, everybody's eyes to what a fabulous sector it is and how important it is and how there's a place for everybody, whether you're academic or you prefer the practical.
Yeah. And it's that element as well of there's so much science in something we see as a treat. You know, the technology you've talked about from the machines making it, whether it's the ingredients and the change in the flavours or whatever else, there's like a whole, we can forget that this is actually science and engineering in action. It's not just a fabulous treat that we all keep looking at. Apart from you, Jimmy, you are so used to this, aren't you?
I am.
Have you gone off chocolate?
I have, yeah. Except for beef hula hoops and chocolate
I
buns.
really want to try this. So would it work if I literally just made a sandwich of chocolate and beef hula hoops? Like if I took one of your bars home and put a couple of beef hula hoops in?
Pretty much, yeah. You only need a small amount of chocolate and one hula hoop. Don't make a sandwich and then just go for it.
So I'm going to try pickle onion Monster Munch because they're my favourites.
Another good one.
I know, I prefer a beef Monster Munch actually.
Another good one.
Is it? And what was the winner in all of this? Was there any of them which were more popular than the others?
The beef hula hoop. That's the one that we roll out every single time a group comes through. That's the most popular. So. Yeah.
And are you finding that the kids who are going through are talking to you more in the sense of wanting to be engineers? Did you find, or is it hard to?
It's hard to gauge in such a short time, but it is to see them when they come in, their eyes light up. Yes, chocolate is a big factor of that. But when they walk through the doors, they can't actually see the chocolate initially. So it's the smell and it's the sight of all of the machinery. But when they leave, the comments that are coming back, I've had a couple that have said, it'd be great to do your job and stuff. So, yeah.
Oh, that's nice to hear, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And like you said, Anne, you can't be what you can't see. And so if you can see the kind of the realities of what life's like doing your job, then it makes you think, that looks fun.
But also seeing Jamie, as he said himself, someone who school wasn't necessarily for you, or you didn't feel like that. But
school's fault, reminder, not your fault.
But you're running your own business and you're running a very successful business, so you and yourself are kind of aspirational in terms of what young people could be and what their parents can see.
Yeah, and that's something that I don't talk that school isn't, talk about school isn't the best thing and you shouldn't concentrate, but I do try and tell them that school isn't the be all and end all. If you're not that great at a particular subject, then as long as you've got drive, determination, passion, you can do anything. Literally anything.
Yes, I always tell people now, it's like, if you're nice and you're hardworking, that will get you far. That will pretty much get you any job, I think, if you're nice and you're hardworking.
And those are the skills that you speak, particularly small employers, that's what they're really interested in. Someone who's got a positive attitude, wants to learn, and really wants the opportunity. And it's like you say, you go through kind of a life of, and I did exams up to degree, but once you've done those set of exams, nobody really cares about that certificate.
Yeah. And you can, and I bet you could train anyone, couldn't you, Jamie?
100%. Yeah. So my kids, Danny and Ellie, they can run all of the machines in the factory. They can produce any of the products that we make, and I'm pretty certain that they could strip one of the machines down on their own.
Is one of them better than the other at it?
I'm not going to say that.
Look at that. He nearly went, no, do not go down that. So just to wrap things up then, what do you want to say to people out there in terms of, if they're considering engineering, what would you say to them to just get them over the line?
Go for it. It is the greatest industry to work in. There are so many different engineering routes you can go down, but give it a go.
Yeah.
Anyone can be an engineer.
Yeah. Right, should we finish this chocolate, Anne, before we...
Yeah.
We better let you guys go. Thank you very much, Jamie. Thanks,
you.
Anne, as ever. And that's it for this episode of Steph on Skills, powered by Enginuity. Just a quick reminder, if you want to send any suggestions to us, you can. It's sospod@enginuity.org. Anne is literally going for the chocolate.
We've got a whole Easter eggs to finish.
I know. I'll tell you that email again, sospod@enginuity.org. So just send in, if you've got someone who's like Jamie, who you think would be good to chat to, let us know. Or actually, we've had a few already of that. A few people have messaged me sending in, you should talk to this person. I'm like, brilliant. There's loads of great engineers and scientists and inventors and everyone else out there. So we'd love to hear about them. Send them in, or any questions you have for us as well. But that's it for now. Bye-bye.